today I'm going to be filming a tag video because I haven't done one in a really long time. I was tagged by Nat over on Picklehearts Books to do the book calendar tag, and basically this tag is about the months of the year. So there is a question for each month that sort of has a theme of like a holiday or something like that. That like takes place in that month, and it sounded super fun, so I'm gonna do it today. I hope you enjoy this video. So the first question obviously pertains to January and also New Year's, and it's name a new release coming out this year that you are greatly anticipating. But this is actually quite difficult because off the top of my head I can't think of anything that comes out this year, and that's a shame, considering I was gonna do like a most anticipated releases, and I don't even know what comes out. I do think Winter by Marissa Meyer comes out, but I'm not like greatly anticipating it, so I really don't know if there's anything else I'm excited about. But let's go with that because I have literally no alternatives. Number 2, February, leap year. Name a book or series that you would like to skip and refuse to read. Now, I don't really refuse to read anything because I think that even if books are like said to be absolutely horrible, like 50 Shades of Grey, which is the book that Nat talked about for this question. I don't know, I just like to form my own opinion, especially if it's such a controversial thing. I don't read everything that people say is horrible because I would probably never get like past that. I'd probably never stop reading bad books, but I like to sort of, you know, about controversial books, I like to make my own opinion. So there's nothing really that I just refuse to read, except for authors maybe that I've already tried to read but hated, like Jennifer Armentrout or what's her name, Sarah J Maas. Like, I hate them, not personally, but like I don't like their writing at all. So probably anything and everything that they have written. March, St. Patrick's Day, favorite book set in the countryside or rural area. And for this, I'm gonna have to pick Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, which is one of my favorite classics ever. I absolutely love this book, and I love everything about Pride and Prejudice. I like saw both movies, and I saw the web series, and I like just totally like really enjoyed this. April Fools. Name a book that had a story that tricked you to think it was going in one direction, but then went into a completely different direction. And this is a pretty difficult one because there's a lot of books where I'm like, that plot twist was genius. But one of my favorite plot twists that I've recently come across was in Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. I read this book last month and it was really freaking amazing. And the plot twist, guys, I sort of saw it coming but not really, so that's definitely a plus point. And I think that's as close as I tend to get with plot twists, of like only sort of predicting them and not being completely certain. May is Mother's Day. Name a book that is always there for you, that you love, and that lightens your mood. And I can't read the rest because on my tablet it sort of cuts off for some reason, but I'm guessing it says it lightens the mood when you're sad or something. And a book that has just been with me in my heart for a few years now, and that I kind of keep coming back to, keep rereading. It's the Two Pearls of Wisdom by Alison Goodman. This is also known as Ian, and this book is just flippin' amazing. Like, seriously, there's no doubt about it. This book is absolutely amazing, and it keeps blowing my mind every time I read it, and I never seem to get bored of it. Like, I know the story really well by now, at least I like to think I do, but I still reread it because it's just always going to be a classic for me, like one of my personal classics. And I think this is one of my favorite fantasy stories ever, and it's like, if you haven't read this yet, then you're so missing out, and you definitely should give it a go. June is Summer Solstice. Name a book that felt like it took forever to read. And I think it's appropriate for this point to pick a short book because that sort of shows the dichotomy more. Is that a word that I can use in this situation? I'm not sure. But like, The Virgin Suicides by Jeffrey Eugenides is a book I absolutely hated. I read this last year, didn't like it at all, and it's really short, but I felt like it like took ages to get through it because it was so dull and boring and uneventful and unspectacular and overhyped and anticlimactic and all other things that make it just really not a good book, in my opinion. Sorry. July, Independence Day. Name a strong and independent character that inspired you. It's difficult, I think, for me personally to be inspired by YA heroines because they're typically very standard and very just generic. But I really like the heroine of Snow Like Ashes by Sarah Rash. Her name is Mira, and she's very kick-ass, she's very independent, and most importantly, she knows when not to make out with her love interest when there's like a war sort of fighting and people dying kind of situation going on, which is something I greatly appreciate, and it also inspired me to never be that kind of an idiot. Side note though, making out during a zombie apocalypse is still very high on my bucket list. Like, just saying. August, no holidays. Well, unless you're in school or university. If you could create a holiday that in some way concerned books, what would it be? So Nat's answer for this question is actually a really great idea, which I totally would jump on the wagon of. Basically, her idea was to make a book trading day where people swap books that they've already read, and I think we could expand on that idea and make it a holiday where, yes, that's a thing, but also everybody, like literally everybody, has to wear a shirt of their favorite book, like out in the open, because it's August, you know, it's warm, you can only wear a shirt, that's totally cool. So everybody wears a t-shirt with the title of their favorite book, and then maybe on the back it says, ask me about my book, and that's totally not something I just stole from my recent Girls episode, but like it should say, ask me about my book, and then you can go up to any person, ask them like, hey, this sounds like a really cool title, what is it about? And then that's sort of like trading book ideas. You're not actually trading physical copies of books, but you're getting new inspiration and, you know, making new friends along the way. September, 9/11 Remembrance Day. What is a book that had a huge impact on you? And again, it cut off, but it says, I think one that you will always remember. One book I will always remember and never forget is Before I Go to Sleep by S.G. Watson. The reason why, not only because this book is absolutely amazing, but also because when I read the ending, which is a total mindfuck, I had the highest fever. I was really sick. I probably was like close to 39, 40 degrees of fever. And I had fever dreams about the shit that was happening in this book, and I probably hyped it up a lot in my head, in my feverish head. So I guess if I reread this book now, I'd probably be like, this is not even that exciting. But to me, it still is like a really big mindfuck plot twist. But to me, that was the biggest trip I've been on in my life, and it was literally like reliving the stuff that happened. So I definitely will never forget this book because it's literally engraved or burned into my brain. October, Halloween. What is your favorite mystery or horror book? And I think for this I have to go with Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. This is one of my favorite, if not my very favorite mystery book ever. And do this book if you haven't read it yet. Also, the movie is really cool. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was a little bit slow going at first, but then turned out to have a really awesome fucked up ending. It's much better if you read the book first though, as always. So yeah, Gone Girl. November, Thanksgiving. What series are you most thankful exists? Really difficult question, not gonna lie. But my answer is gonna be The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch, which is one of my favorite books ever. It is so freaking amazing. Basically, this is like similar to Mistborn in really awesome ways, and I just totally enjoyed this. And the reason I'm so thankful this exists is because so far there's only 3 books out. I haven't even read the 3rd one yet, but there's only 3 books out, but there will be 7. This series will consist of 7 books. Imagine like a Mistborn series of 7 books. And finally, December, Christmas. If you could recommend your viewers a book as a gift, what would you recommend? Now, I personally think it's really difficult to give books as gifts because people have such individual tastes, and it's really hard to tell sometimes what they will like and enjoy. So it's even more difficult to say this is a book that everybody should give as a gift or get as a gift. But I do think I found a solution. Mistborn, The Final Empire, or really the entire Mistborn series. Not that I've read the 3rd one yet, but I will, and it's probably gonna be amazing. The reason why I say this is because I think this book can be both enjoyed by men and women, as well as by older people and younger people, by richer people, poorer people, by literally everybody, as long as they like fantasy, which I don't know very many people who despise fantasy. So if you at least sort of like fantasy, you're probably still gonna enjoy this book. The reason I say that it's really recommendable for everybody is because it doesn't have just one hero or heroine. It has, you know, main characters of both genders that people could relate to. It is people from different age groups. It is people from different backgrounds. It has characters that I would guess are probably relatable to most people in some way. And I think relatability, especially in a book this long, which is also fantasy and supposed to be enjoyed, is really important. At the same time, I think that the story is so gripping and so fantastic and so just well written and captivating that like nobody could say no to this book. And hereby ends my love note to Mistborn. I just wanted to remark upon the fact that this book is freaking amazing and anybody would be lucky to get this as a gift. So that's it for this tag video. I apologize for my hair. I already filmed the video today and it completely is falling apart. I'm like literally holding it together with 1,000 clips in the back of my head that you can't see because working the camera like a pro. No, literally, I'm filming my face, so that's why I can't see the back of my head. That's the extent of my skills. My parents must be so proud. I'm also gonna tag some people. I apologize if you've already done it. I can't keep track of this stuff. But I'm gonna tag Books 101, Ink Bones Books, and Helene Jepsen. So there we go. I hope you gonna do the tag and I hope you enjoy it and find it as entertaining as I did. I'm gonna see you soon. Have a lovely week. Bye! Kiss me beneath the milky twilight. Lead me out on the moonlit floor. Lift your open hand, light up the band, make the fireflies dance, silver moon sparkling. So kiss me. We're still filming. Oh my god, thank your camera for being still filming. I hope I'm so sure my hair fell apart like so much here in this video. November, Thanksgiving, I just hit my face. What the fuck? I would pose. I don't know what I'm saying.